Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Teresa with Keep in Touch Crafts, and I am late, and I'm so sorry. So I apologize. It's been a day. Let me tell you, I've been just running all day and one thing to the next, and I am behind. So I apologize for that. I'll try to make it worth your while, but hopefully you'll like our project for today. Last week we did that bendy card, the double front and back bendy card, and that was so much fun, and I loved having our special guest here for that. And we're going to be doing something that can be used for a little Christmas treat type thing or giving a gift. It's a box, but it's more than that. It's a surprise box. And go ahead and craft with me if you want and be ready for like a screenshot, because I do have some patterns that I'll be showing you that I've made, and then if you do a screenshot, that'll be the easiest way for you to get that. I also can do a tutorial as well on I think I'll put that on my blog at keepintouchcrafts.com. But it'll be a little bit though, because it's going to have to be like tomorrow I'll get that made up, okay? Let me know if you have any questions about our fun project tonight, or anything else. If you have any questions, we are going to have some fun with gnomes. I just decided to go a little bit different than usual for me. I have these cute little gnomes, and they're so popular right now. And we have some paper and a whole suite of products that are all about gnomes, and they're so cute. So why not? It's probably a gnome lover in your family, right? They'll appreciate it. You're gonna need, I don't know, a lot. So just hang with me here, and I will try to get it organized and give you some information that'll be helpful as you go. 1 second here. I want to give credit to where I found this. I want to give credit to the person who had, I think, originally done this, which is Heather Perot. And so thank you, Heather Perot. This was from eons ago, and like, I don't know, more than 10 years ago. So I think it's been something that maybe a bunch of us haven't seen before, or you've forgotten about, and then you can revive that and try it. It's going to be, it is definitely going to be a bit time consuming, maybe a little. Sorry, I have to plug in my device here because it was going to die otherwise, so hopefully it'll hang on. I'm going to put the camera down to the desktop here, guys, which I don't even have set up yet. Sheesh, it's not good yet. Okay. I didn't even have a minute to get this taken care of. And I do have a shadow I got to get rid of here. And I'll keep on trying. This will be just a challenge. Can you guys imagine? This is going to be fun. Fun, as they all say. Just getting rid of a shadow or not. And then we'll get started. Oh boy, I have a really bad shadow right through the middle of it. So hang on. This is, I'm tweaking it here, and I don't know why this is on there. Oh, my iPad, I bet. Okay. Sorry, guys. Forgive me. I'm challenged here a little bit. Okay. So this is not the best, but we'll kind of zoom in just a titch so that you don't have to see the shadows on the top. I forget you have to do it here. There we go. Okay, that should work, right? Okay, we're going to work right here. I'm going to show you a new suite of products. It's new to me, and it's in our catalog that is going to be good through the end of December. And it is the Gnome Collection. And let's see what we can start with. So besides the Gnome Suite, I am going to be using our Layering Circles nesting dies. And here's our cute gnomes. It's called Kindest Gnomes. And these are just line images that are great to be able to color with your blends or your aqua painters. There is one of the sentiments is Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And then there is, you know me so well, your kindness does not go unnoticed, and warm wishes. I'm going to use the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year sentiment that is there, probably. That's the plan, but this is going to be kind of a wing it night. I have to apologize again for that because I have been just gone too much. So we can do this together. We'll go through it. I have made this project before. You can see that this set of dies that comes with that is called the Gnomes dies, and they coordinate with the stamp products, and it also has some designer series paper that some of these dies can cut out of that paper, so that's kind of fun. And then I don't need this. So let's take a look. I'm going to probably be using some coordinating paper. This is the that bright one. What is that called? I know it, guys. So this is Pacific Point, and I'm also going to use some of the Bermuda Bay, which is this kind of an aqua color. And for anything that I have to stamp that is a white, I'm going to use shimmery white. And the shimmery white cardstock is almost a little bit more towards ivory, but I think it'll still be fine. You can kind of use it in both situations for either one. I haven't even opened that yet, so I will be in a moment. Well, you might want to see. I don't know if it'll show you the shimmer. The shimmer on this is super subtle, so it's not easy to see, especially probably on camera here. But it is really pretty when you, especially when you want to make any kind of glittery or festive type of card. And so we have glitter, but it's very, very subtle, as I was saying. Okay, I can't open the package. I just got this today, so that's why I'm kind of, I didn't know if it would come in time, and it has. So can you see the shimmer? Probably not. It's very subtle. We'll use this in a moment. Then I want to show you the Storybook Gnomes paper. It is so nice. I love this paper. I'll go ahead and show you the different patterns. So this, I'll show one side and then another. This is lovely. Here are our gnome guys. There's several, like 3 different ones, I believe, and we have the different dies. Now, these papers do cut out those gnomes with the dies. I mean, this paper is meant to be cut out with your dies. You could fussy cut if you don't have the dies. That'd be fine, too. And there's another sheet of that. What's next? Then I'll show you the back. And I think I showed you that already, which is pretty. I might be using that one. Then it's so cute, these little woodland animals. Can you see that? Ah, they're cute. Talking to the gnomes. And then we have this sheet up again, cuter than heck. So you could do so much with these papers. Baby cards would be good, and Christmassy type. Here they are with their mushroom houses. And there's a stamp and a die of that too. Then here's all the mushrooms. So that is one side. And then we still have a whole other side to show you. And wow, this is so pretty. That's that Pacific Point. You can see it matches perfectly because that's what we do at Stampin' Up! Is we match. And that helps a lot for your projects. Okay, then goodness, I think I showed this one. Might be a different one. It's very similar. Did I show this yet? Ooh, look at that, would ya? Snowflake City. So then that would be great for this time of year. And so would this. It kind of looks like a sweater. Isn't that cool? I love that. It's in the balmy blue color. And we also have a bunch of these mushroom houses. And again, these can be cut out with the dies. So I'll probably use one that's kind of got a lot of blue because I'm using the kind of blue tones for this project. Then you have some trees here. And, ooh, pretty. These are snowflakes, but they're in a real subtle, more that Bermuda Bay type of a look, or pool party maybe too. And is that it? Yeah, then this. So we saw that already. Gorgeous paper. There's so many of these that I could use for this project tonight. And so it'll take a little bit here to narrow all that down. But first of all, I am going to cut out one of these. You can't even see it because I have it too close. Sorry, guys. Don't mind me. And let's back up a little bit. Okay. Feel like hopefully that'll work. We're going to cut out a blue mushroom for our project. Kind of roughly, I'll be using the die to cut that out. There's our cute little house. Okay. Then we're going to be, what else for patterns? I'm having a hard time choosing. I know that I want to do some of, you know, the blues, one of these snowflakes, if not two. Pretty. You know what I'm going to use is this one, just because it'll have a, I don't know yet. I can't decide. There's too many good ones. I wasn't expecting to have so many choices. I love that. That is so cool. There's no Pacific Point on this one though, but there is the dark Night of Navy, which is another color I like, but we weren't going to do that. So this one was the one I was thinking about. You really do only need probably one patterned paper for this. And let's just use this pretty snowflake one. And we can always add in some other things if needed. Then you're going to need several sheets of a cardstock that matches one of your patterns or both. I'm going to have several sheets of this because we have some scoring and cutting and all that good stuff to do. So I am going to use one main color and then a secondary color, cardstock, whatever goes with your DSP or paper, pattern paper. And then we're going to use this pattern like I was saying before, because I believe that has that color on it too. Yeah, right in here. So that would work well. Even though it might be pool party, they match good. Yay. Okay, I will also need at least probably maybe 2 gnomes. So you could stamp it and color it yourself, or you can choose, you know, a couple or whatever. I'm going to take this little guy who's got some blue on him. I will be die cutting that out, although this doesn't, it wouldn't be too hard to fussy cut that, right? So that guy I'll use, and that's him again. And then the next one, I'll maybe use one of the, with this Bermuda Bay guy. So I'm going to use 2 of them and die cut those. Okay, now I'm going to put the patterned paper aside, I think, for now. We'll be cutting out some of this. Can't decide still. If I have those little guys in front of this, I don't want them to get lost in it. This is, such decisions. Too cute of paper. All right, let's go ahead and get going on this. So we're going to start with, well, we'll just do one of these at a time. So we have 2 pattern or 2 parts to this to make the box. And those, it kind of can be a little confusing. So I do have a pattern that you can screenshot, but I'll wait and show you the patterns once. I don't know if I should do it before or after. Okay, so one of them, get ready to screenshot it. So this is one of the patterns. And let's zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little clearer. I think you can. All right, so I am going to leave this sitting there for a second. If you want to screenshot, it's nothing fancy, guys. Whenever there's this kind of cross hatching, that's areas that are going to be cut off and discarded. Anything that has a dashed line is a score, anything with a solid line is a cut, with a complete cut. So you would cut here, here, and here, cut this off, and then the rest is scored, okay? And I'll walk you through that. So it's a 6x9 piece of this one. Then we're gonna need another piece of the same color cardstock, and here's the pattern for that one. I'm gonna go out a little bit so you can get the whole thing in there. This one is 6x11, and this is our second part of our box. I'm gonna call that B, and I called the first one I just showed you was A, and then we have one more template that'll be C. So hopefully you have a screenshot of this one. And then your other one is, you're gonna need how many? You're gonna need 3 this size, which is 4 5/8 inch square, and then we'll be scoring and doing other things, but that kind of gives you an idea. And then we'll get our designer series paper and that kind of thing. So let's start off with our A, which is 6x9. So I'm grabbing my trimmer here, and we are going to cut this down 6x9. So we have to go to the 6, which is right here, and we'll go right up to that. And what's nice is our trimmer has a 6-inch kind of a little, that's where the arm goes here. Jeez. The arm is right here. That goes out. Well, when it's pushed in like this, gives you an edge to put your cardstock up against if you're cutting 6 inches. So it helps cut 12 by 12 in half. All right, so at 6 inches wide, I'm going to make a trim, or a slice. And then we'll pull the arm out and cut this one at 9 inches. All right, 6x9. Then let's score this one in half this way at 3 inches. Scoring only, not cutting. There is scoring. I do not like how my camera is set up today. It's way too far back. 1 second, guys. I'll see if I can change this. Oh, you're going to get an eyeful. Don't look. I just need to back it up a little bit, so I apologize. Let's see. Where are we here now? Crooked probably. Is that better? I don't know if it is. All right, so as I was saying, we did the scoring here, and then we're going to score at 3 and 6. So there's 3 inches, and that's with the long side up. Oops. 3 and 6. Okay. All right, so that's the cutting and scoring of A. So now we need to do B, which is 6x11. And since our cardstock is 8.5x11, all we need to do is do a 6-inch cut on this one. So that's 6x11. And then to score it, you're going to do the same thing. Score down the center at 3 inches. And then rotate your paper and do it again every 3 inches. So we have 3, score, 6, score, and 9, score. So this one looks like so when you're done. I don't know if you can see that. Got kind of these 3-inch panels, but then this end one here is a little bit more narrow. So this is going to be used to connect the 2 boxes together. We do need to cut and do a few more things with this. So let's maybe try this. Let's go back to A, I think. All right, so one thing you're going to need to do is do some trimming, and we're going to be doing diagonal cuts on this. So the first one here is in this upper right panel. We are going to make a diagonal cut from the upper left to to the bottom right portion. So if you have a cutter like this, then you're just going to kind of put those ends right in where that track is, and you can see kind of what you're doing right through here. It's open. So this is a diagonal cut there. That's supposed to be a score. I kid you not. Lovely. Try it. Sorry guys, I totally messed that one up. 6 inches wide by 9 inches. Okay. And again, I'll start over with scoring this one. 3 inches down the center. Three and 6. 3 and 6. Yep. Okay. Now, we don't cut on this corner that I was showing you. We score there. So put that up, set it up like we just did with those end score marks right in that little track there, and score it here. Then put your score line over to the 1 inch marks. You can kind of see it over here. What you're going to do is line that right up, and then we are going to cut this time. Okay, so that gives you a triangle here, and then a little kind of an angled tab over here. Now we're going to repeat that on the same, or on this opposite side. So right now it is this one we just worked on. Then we're going to work on this one next. So we want it to angle down this way. So we are going to score first. And that's at that diagonal. That's pretty good. Scoring. Okay. Then you're going to move it back to 1. This time I'm doing it on the right side. And we're going to line that right up so that we can trim off and have that be parallel to the line that we just had scored there. So you can see now there's like this angled dog-eared looking section here. You have some score marks there. And then the next thing to get rid of is we need to cut and make some tabs. First of all, on this bottom section here where the line comes down, we are going to cut from this end just to the center. So go ahead and line that up, and that is putting our paper on the 3 inch mark. And I'm just going to cut up to that 3 inch middle line. So we can see right where we're going. There's a little line on this tab here. Just cut up to that 3 inch mark. Then we're going to angle. We are going to go ahead and cut a diagonal line in the center portion here. So it'll be kind of similar to what we did. We want the point and the point kind of lined up, and here you can see we can't see where it's at over there. So that's where you're going to want to look through here, and then that'll show you it's in the right spot. And it looks like it is, and pretty close. Okay, there we go. Got to make sure I got it in the right spot. If you have trouble kind of telling where to go with that, just put you can go ahead and put a pencil mark there on the little corner section. So we are cutting there. And then I want to kind of show you what I will be doing. So we have this one cut. All right, cut. And then this center one is cut at an angle. And now this one, we're going to cut most of it off, but we are going to make a tab. So think of it kind of like this. There we go. So we're kind of going to be doing that, okay? It's just, we don't need most of this part. So we will go ahead and cut just a straight, I believe it's probably about a 1/2 inch here. So if I'm lining up this long line here, on the 1/2 inch mark. Then I'm going to cut just up to this first score line. All right, so we're cutting, and that is giving us a little bit of a possibility of a flap here. Whoops, it probably didn't go far enough. All right, and then we're just going to kind of miter or snip these 2 corners a little bit so that when we're folding it, it won't buckle. So we can just eyeball this here. And we'll go there. Like so. All right. So this is a completed A. And let's do our B next. So we have our 6 by 11. And think of it, just kind of have it so that this smaller portion is in the right, on the right side here. So 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, and then 2-inch panel is over on the right. And let's see what we need to do here. All right, this is the second half of our box. And I believe I already showed you this one to take a screenshot of. So we are going to start doing some trimming. We are going to start off by cutting from this score mark to this, like think of it as an L. We're cutting the L right there. So we'll put that right on the in the track area. We're going to go down to the 3. All right, and now we want to cut here to make that L shape that we're going to get rid of. Okay, and that one you just go to the first score line. So we've gotten this little piece out, and then it was like this, right? So then the next thing we want to do is we're going to be scoring similar to what we did the last time. So this section right here, bottom right, upper left, we are going to be scoring first. So that's a diagonal score line here, like that. And then once again, we are going to put it over on that 1-inch mark and then cut that little corner off. Oops, bloop, okay. All right, kind of similar to our last one. We're going to do the same thing over here. So let's score it at from corner. Well, this one though is upper right to bottom left of this square. And I got to get this in place. Okay, nice, careful diagonal line here that we're scoring. Score, score, and then cut at 1 inch beyond the score. So I'm lining that up, and then we'll trim that little piece off. And then the next part is going to be similar to our last one as well. So on this center section, bottom right to upper left, we're cutting right there, okay? So we're going to cut, cut, cut. And again, I can't really see it, so I just am having to look through that little open area in the trimmer. I think I have it about right. Okay, so this is cutting up to that line. No, that doesn't look right. I don't think I got it lined up on the top right. Okay, that was better. You can see how I was off a little bit. I didn't quite line it up right, so then my first cut was not going to the point. It was kind of off a little. So now that I redid it, I can see that it's going right there. So it's got a nice, clean diagonal line or side there. All right, now we have this, right? The next one we want to do is cut right here on this line. Just straight up to the center mark. Alrighty, and then we leave this here. We have that cut. Okay, now we need to do a little tab here. We are going to go at 1/2 inch again like we did last time. So if I put this on a 1/2 inch, and that's, yeah, that should be good, I think. Yes, so let's make a 1 inch or a 1/2 inch cut from here to that 3 inch mark. And our ruler right here even has the 3 on it, so I can see exactly from this notch to the 3, and then you know right where you're going with it. All right, so I bet I was supposed to, let me think. I am not on the ball tonight. So that's right. And then I need a tab. Gosh, what? Let's see. Oh, I know. It's just a little bit up here is what I need. Oh my goodness, I thought I totally messed it up. So yeah, actually we want to make a tab below the center score. So we're going to put the center score on the 1/2 inch. And I'm going to look down here as well so it's nice and straight, and I can see that here. I am going to cut and make sure I'm doing it right. And go to that first mark, or that first score line right there. And then we're going to go ahead and trim. We're going to go up to the top here to get that tab sort of going. So there's that. And then we'll want to just clip these corners, and we've made like a tab. Okay, so here is our C piece, box half. I'm sorry, B. B box half. Okay, that one's ready. Now what we need to do is cut some, we need four squares. And we're going to get those out of the Pacific Point as well. And we might need more than one because they're kind of large. You're going to need 3 squares. Oh my goodness, you guys. 3 squares at 4 5/8. So you just put it on 4 1/2, do 1 more 1/8, and you have 4 5/8. And we're going to need 3 of those. So 1, and 4 5/8. Okay, now before we do our next one, we're going to, since we have it here already, let's go ahead and score in 7/8 from each side. So I am doing it on this right side here, lining it up so it's just 1/8 of an inch away from that 1 inch mark. And I am scoring all the way around 7/8 of an inch. Okay. All right, one more on this. But we do have to make 2 more of these, which I should have done ahead of time, but I didn't. Okay. Again, 4 5/8. 4 5/8. And then scoring all around at 7/8. These are going to be the little drawers for our box because it has little drawers in it, which is probably what's considered the surprise element of it. One more. Four 5/8. Okay. 4 5/8, scoring it. You remember what it is? 7/8 all the way around. One more side to score. And we will go ahead and like do some cutting and, you know, assembling these drawers in a moment. But first of all, we need to cut some more paper. So what we're going to need is a contrasting cardstock now. And that's what this Bermuda Bay was for. And we are, where did my supply list go? There we go. Covered it up. What? All right, so this one is that other cardstock, complementary cardstock. We need 3 that are 2 7/8. All right, so we have 2 7/8, which is just 1/8 of an inch under 3 inches. And we're going to cut 3 of those. So this is, yeah, the kind of complementary color of, it's like a layer. Okay, 2 7/8. You can cut it now. 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. 1 and a 2. And this one is like 1/8 of an inch short. So let's try one more at 2 7/8. All right, and 2 7/8. Cut. So there are 3 cardstock squares of this contrasting color. And then we're going to need, there we go. We also need 4 squares that are 3 inches, and those can be this same color as we first had. So we are going to make 4 of those 3-inch squares. So there's 3 inches and 3. Lots of just squares on this project, a lot of them, and those are always easy to cut. And let's try the next one at 3 inches. So that's 2. And 3 inches. One more. Now, to avoid things kind of getting mixed up, it's totally fine to write the size on there maybe if you're afraid you're going to forget, because they're similar. Yeah, they're the same. These 2 are the same, but there's also that complementary colored one in the complementary is 2 7/8. So that'll go on to this for a layer. You'll see. I shouldn't give it all away. All right, so let's pull in some patterned paper, and this is what'll be on our box, and we want some of that gnome paper. And I wanted to use the snowflake one. Whoops. Even though it was hard to decide, I could not decide. There's so many pretty pieces of paper. I didn't know that there was all this in this set, because I love that watercolor look to these, and I love these colors for snowflake, kind of snow themed cards. Anyway, so let's go ahead and cut 3 squares of this, and they are all going to be 2 3/4 of an inch. So 2 3/4. We'll give a big swipe on that. And 2 3/4, cutting down 3 of them. Okay, 1, 2. Whoops, sorry for that loud bang. And 3. Okay, so there are 3 squares that are 2 3/4 of an inch. And these are going to decorate the box, okay? Alrighty, I think that's about it for now. Oh, they are recommending, I'll just show you that when it comes. If you have some kind of a scrap of cardstock, it could be about anything, and just simply to do some marking with. I believe they cut it out at 1 by 5, and that will help you with some marking that you need to do. It can be anything. It's not even going to be part of this box, but it's just for marking. So it's actually 1 7/8 by 5, okay? So I'm going to make sure I have something like that. Is this, yeah, 1 7/8 by 5. And you will see the purpose of this in a moment. All right, 1 by 5. And, okay. I got a mess. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm just kind of tucking that stuff off to the side. As you can see, we are going to be doing a bunch of fun stuff next. So first of all, let's make, let me show you the first two, that A and that B panel. They're sort of maybe a little bit tricky seemingly tricky, if that's a word. It seems tricky, but once you do this, it kind of makes sense. So if you're afraid, you're like, I could never do that. Yes, you can. It's not bad. You just got to kind of get used to how you're putting together a box. So it takes 2 of these bigger pieces. First thing I want to do is you always want to fold and burnish all those creases, because we need this box to be nice and crisp and strong and all that good stuff. Real heavy. It's, really pretty nice thick cardstock, so I want it to have a nice crease on it. And give that a really good press right on that. Okay, making sure that it's nice and square. And then this will fold in here. One thing I'd like to do is when you have these kind of these diagonal things going in here, make sure that they aren't going over the line, and just because that can cause some binding there. So if you think it might need just a little bit of a little trim so that it's not gonna bind it all, you don't want it to go, where am I? Here we go. Like so. I just don't want it to kind of wrinkle up and be in the way. So these are just basic tabs, and we are going to, like, see this one kind of goes over a little teeny bit. Kind of going over that score mark and right up to it. I just want to make sure it's got a little more room. So I'm just trimming off a titch. And making sure this one looks pretty good. Okay? All right, next thing we're going to do is we are going to do some gluing. So feel free to, oh, we're going to get a drink too. How about that? Have a drink of water. Okay. Next, oh, I didn't reinforce this tab. Okay, to put this part together, you just kind of sit it up like so, and you want, well, actually, before we do that, let's take these folds and glue them down. They just give it a little more structure, which is very nice. I'm going to use Seal Plus. You can use, oh, okay, what in the, maybe not. Okay, I'm going to get some multi-purpose. Come on. I think maybe I'll open and start using an actual seal, not the Seal Plus. Either one would work, but mine decided to act up a little bit. So I'm going to get a nice regular seal, and you just use whatever you like to do best, okay? I'm just going to get a holder for it now. All right. Make sure any adhesive left on there is off, because that can kind of make it so it doesn't work as well. And we'll just pop this guy in here. And probably for ease, I'm just going to use this because it's faster, but I think I typically would use the multi-purpose liquid glue. Whatever you like. Super strong. Nice press on that to get that adhered really well. Now this is going to be the last tab that we're going to glue, so we'll wait with that one. Giving that a little better crisp. Now you're going to fold this one in first. So sit up your box, and then you're going to fold this one over, so you can see how that goes. You could probably do it that way too, and then that would, yeah, I don't think it's really going to matter, but go ahead, and I know we need to bring this one in first, so let's leave the tab. Hang on, I want to look and see how I did that. Can't remember if that's on the inside. Yes. Okay, I think I have that on the inside here. Yeah, because I want it nice and smooth on the outside. So let's go ahead and glue this one into place like this. So I want you to see how this triangle on the bottom, you're going to be gluing it so this is glued here. And that's going to make one of the corners. So you can put adhesive on this side of your triangle. This is the back side of it. Okay, and then go ahead and bring that in and get it nice and square. Take your time with that and give it a press. Yep, it's lined up really nice here. And you're going to do the same thing here, but you're just going to, the only thing you have to do is put adhesive on this part of the tab, and then put that, line it all up, put that tab on the inside. And line that edge up, give that a real good press. And so this is half of your box then, okay? Now that's A, so let's do B. It's going to be very similar. Go ahead and burnish. Okay, and burnish. Nice, strong, like pressure burnishing there. And then you have this one here, and I think that's about it. I think I got them all. And like I said, this one is very similar, except it's just got an extra little flap on it. Go ahead and put these corners down. Make sure they aren't gonna buckle here, which I went too fast and I didn't trim this one. Should just trim that a little bit. And let's see, this one I should do a little bit as well. Just right there. Is that one gonna need it? Gosh, it's pretty good. I might just do a little bit on this side. Okay, glue that guy down. Again, you're going to assemble as before. You want to put this side in, and then we are going to put the adhesive on this triangle. That's not right. Yeah, so what we need, keep in mind when you're gluing, should I go on the top or the bottom? You could do either way, but what our goal is to have our outside not have extra, you know, sections like this, extra diagonal lines. So you want the diagonal portion on the inside of the box. So that means on the back here, on the triangle, is where you put your adhesive. Okay, and so let's put this over this, as before, right up into that corner there. Yep, and give it a nice press. And then this little tab here, that goes on the inside as well. I'm getting you dizzy. It's flying all around every direction. So I like for you to be able to see what I'm doing, but it's just not quite as easy. So you see then these are our two box parts. All right, we will be putting that together in a moment. Let's assemble our drawers. We're going to have 3 drawers that we're going to make. They're all the same. You have your all the scorings already done, 7/8 of an inch all the way around. So what you want to do is burnish the sides. Okay, and then it doesn't matter which side, but what you're going to do is make some cuts up to the score line and just go right up to that line. And then you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So let's do that over here, right across from the other one. Okay, and then go ahead and take a little bit of a snip off of this outside portion on each of them. Just a little wedge, like so. All right, so this is what your drawer is going to look like. And then you're going to be putting these tabs together, gluing on this part and putting it on the inside. So go ahead and flip your drawer over and put some adhesive just on these flaps. Liquid glue would, of course, would work super good for this as well. And then go ahead and build the little sides. You want to make sure that you're getting these nice and matched up where you want them, so you have a nice corner there. Just put the tab on the inside and give it a good press. One more. All right, so it's just a kind of a little drawer or a little inside box, and so we need 2 more. Let's repeat. Okay. This would have been a good thing to have done ahead of time too. But I only figured this out last night, so I didn't have a lot of time, and then I had like 4 appointments today that I had to go to. So that kept me busy. Okay. That was not very good. Right on that score mark. And the opposite side again. Right up to that score mark. Adhesive in the corners. And I didn't miter them yet, so that would have been better to do that first. But this still works. Just so you have a little bit to glue it all together. Let's trim those corners here. Titch. Exactly 1 titch. Okay, 1 more. All right, let's assemble. Get a lot of practice on this one. except if I could keep it on camera, that'd be helpful. A tool. Okay. Yeah, these do take a little time, but they're so cute when you're done with them. You know, you can make a few, and then you might just give that as a gift for coworkers or a family member. If you have some little things that you're giving, then you could put them in there. Or it could also be like a party favor, that kind of thing, or a hostess gift. You could make this up, and if you go to a party at somebody's house, you can have just a little gift that you've made for them. Okay, adhesive. All right, last one finally. Okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make some layers, and we're going to die cut our gnomes, that kind of thing. So I'm going to move or set aside what we've been doing just for a few minutes here. And, whew, messy, messy. All right. Okay, let's bring in these layers that we cut earlier. You have your, let's see, that would be a 3-inch square. We'll be decorating, I believe, 3 of those. And then there is, set one aside. Then we have a layer of the coordinating cardstock, and this one was 2 7/8. And then our designer series paper is 2 3/4. And there should be 3 of those, okay? And they're just going to be layering on one another like that. We're doing 3 of them. This extra square here is the same size as the blue for this, but that's going to be for just covering something up, so set one aside. And then go ahead and start your layers here. Let's go a colored one first. And that can go onto our blue Pacific Point. Okay, and then the DSP. Okay, and that layer's on top. Oh, that one doesn't look right. I think I might have not cut this one right. So let's go ahead and find our little... So this was our designer series paper, and it's supposed to be 2 3/4. So I think one side, yep, I'm a little too long on this one. Okay, that should be better. Okay, we're going to be using that to decorate, as I was saying before. I sure hope my iPad doesn't die. I have it plugged in, but it's acting like it's getting tired. I don't know if they can do that actually, but you know, it's getting down there. Hope that's gonna hold. Nice, this just has a real nice narrow border around it. Just that color peeking out there. And we'll do these DSP layers on top of that. Okay. Okay, got that almost done here. Those can be set aside as well. Let's grab our die cutter, and we're going to cut out our little characters here. Okay, yowza. Boy, this is getting beat up. All right, so let's get our little guys that we cut out. Actually, I'm gonna actually do this over here, but I'm gonna get them ready first. So we have our blue and our Bermuda Bay one, and we had one more thing, didn't we? Oh, the mushroom. The mushroom, where are you? Who knows? He got buried. Here's our dies and our stamp set, and not that guy. All right. Okay, where is my cute little what was it? A mushroom house. A mushroom house. I might have to get a different one. I'm sure I just buried it in all this stuff. Here it is. Yay. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a kind of a little tack down, you know, with Post-it notes, or you can kind of do it whatever way you prefer. But we can go ahead and get those set right on there. So that's going to cut that out. And then, gosh, there's a lot of dies here. Aren't those cool? And they have, like in the beard here, there's a lot of texture that just kind of makes the texture in it. It doesn't cut in those spots. And then there's, you know, all the 1, 2, 3, 4 different guys, I guess. Gnomes. And here's a beard you can do separately. What is that? 'Cause I don't know what that one is. I haven't even used these yet, so I'll have to come back and let you know what I found for all the different ways you can use these. So I have, are these both the same? They are. I should do something different, but that one, I believe, let's see if this is the right die for it. I don't think it is. Nope. Let's get another one. And it has to be something, yeah, I bet this is the one. It's got that little hook on the top, kind of where their hats kind of fold over there. So I think this is going to be the one. Yep. No. Here we go. So I have to look at the direction of the little hat thing, and that's how I know that this is the right one. So I'm going to cut those. This thing is so big, it's not that easy to show you guys, but I'm going to try it here. I just got to stand up, get some good sight lines here. Okay. It's going to be a little close. Sorry about that. And we're going to take this plate off. We are going to set the mushroom here. And put that right in place. Now I do have an old metallic, or not metallic, magnetic layer here. If you don't have that, then just go ahead and use Post-it notes or whatever you prefer to get your die to get into place and not move like that. Okay, and the plate goes over, and we're gonna bring this through to the other side that you won't be able to see yet. Let's look. Oh, cute. We have our mushroom house here, and then we have, how's this guy turn out? Yep, our little gnome guy, so cute. And one more gnome. Okay, we're almost done with this part. Oh, you know what else though? Is we do need to die cut some decorative circles. And I'm going to get 3 of those. So since we're doing this, let's go ahead and pull in the shape that we want. I'm going to use, I'll show you the set. I think I might have showed you in the beginning. I'm going to set these guys aside. Okay. Then I'm going to want, they're all 3 going to be the same size. Let's grab that set. I'm going to set my gnomes aside so I don't lose any of them. And then I'm going to show you that other set. And probably have stuff laying around. Here we go. All right, so for our layering circles, or this isn't layering circles. It's the whole set that has the banners, circles, and squares on it. I'm going to use the squares, and I'm going to check and see the size. So we have, how big is this? This is the area that we're going to be decorating, and we want it to kind of cover, you know, you want to be able to have the right size of a square for your project, of course. And the largest one is, boy, that's too big. It would like pretty much cover the whole thing. This size might be nice. Still pretty big, but I think that'll be okay. Or we could go down to this size, like that. Okay. I don't know. It's hard to know what to do. We will go ahead and cut out. I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay for this. I am going to use both of these smaller 2 sizes from the squares. I'm going to cut, let's see, we need 3 altogether. So I'm going to cut out 1 for the top, 2 for the sides. Okay, now that should work. So we need paper. Let's cut those out. And bring back this guy. Alright, so what we're going to do is, this larger one is for the top. And actually, I might have a smaller scrap. What do you think? That should work better. And then we're going to need 2. I'm going to use blue for that one. Let's get this plate off of here, and like that. Kind of move it over so there's plenty of room for both. And what I'm going to try here is seeing if we can do 2 at once. So I'm going to attempt to do 2 of these squares at one time. Just sort of see how that works. I just am doing a rough fold on that. I'm going to set that here and this here. And we'll get this plate on there to hold it all into place. Come on, little square, you can do it. These are nice because they have that stitching around the outside of it. Oh, All right, sorry, it's going to be wiggly because I have that double layer. It's making it a little harder. So feel free to just do a single if that works better. And let's see if it worked. For sure one did. And this one didn't cut all the way through, so it didn't do us any good, did it? Because I still have to run that one through again. I thought I would try, but it doesn't work, especially because it's cardstock. It's very thick. So I should, you know, I'm not surprised. One more of this guy then. And I can still use this other that was working fine. We'll use that. And we're going to cut this one out. And it's barely on the, I don't know why it's, I think it's, whoa, this kind of moved on me. All right, now I'll be able to get this big beast off of my work surface here. These all would have worked fine if you have the mini. That would have worked just fine. Okay. Gosh, come on, iPad, don't die on me. It keeps giving me a prompt that it's gonna do that, but yikes. Okay. So we were going to do what now? We have these squares cut and set aside my die there. So we have, oh, I think we can just kind of assemble now. I have these for decorating and get that out of the way. And what we're going to do now is go ahead and bring in A and B. And we're going to put these together like so. And what we're going to do then is go ahead and put this flap here. And you are going to glue that down. And that's going to hold this together. Okay? So the next thing then is to put some adhesive on this inner portion of this flap. And then put it like kind of where you want it. And carefully put it over here. And it'll just hold everything in place. Kind of make it so you can see what I'm doing. It's a lot easier to do it like normally I just have it right under my, right under me, and when you have to do it away from you a little, it's just different. Like I'm not as good at that. Oh gosh. I think that looks good. And I'll go ahead and give that a better press. Open this up and give it a nice pressure press. There we go. Okay, cool so far. Yeah, you get where I'm going here. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put some of our layers on. Actually, before we do that, we need to do some marking in here so that we can put our little drawers or whatever in there. So grab your little shim piece that we made. Not a shim. It was like a little 1 7/8 by 5, I believe. And you're going to put that, let's see if it matters here. We're going to cover that up, that little line right there. In fact, that's what that extra layer, that extra square was that we cut. We're going to put that right there, and it's going to cover up this piece. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that now while I'm thinking of it. Okay. So now nobody will ever know. That's what we did. And again, a nice press. And it really, I don't think it really matters what is going to be the front, but whether you have it this way or this way, just, you know, it's pretty much the same thing. So we're going to have it, I'm just choosing this to be the top with this pointing towards me. And we can go ahead and put one of the drawers in place for sure. And the way we do that is we're going to put it, one of them is going to go right down here, and this point is going in, okay? So we want this adhered right there. And so to do that, we need to have adhesive go on this inner triangle part right there. And you could also do it on the sides of your box. Tear and tape would work well. That's probably not the way to do it. Just two sides here will need some adhesive. Liquid glue, that would be perfect for that. But I also have it down here, so then we know that's not going to go anywhere. So just push it right up into that corner and make sure it's nice and squared up and right into there. Can you see that? What we're doing? Okay, so this one's adhered. Then your next one is going to go here. And we're going to be adhering that just the same as the other one, but you won't want to put the adhesive here. Just put it on two sides of your box on one of these here. I should have done that before. I should have used tear and tape and done it before. But there's one side and another side. Pushing that right in there. And we want it all the way to the top here. So what I'm going to do is just kind of flip it over and push that nice way back into that corner. And give that a good press so that it sticks really well in there. Push on it really good without wrecking your project. So there you have two. Oh, this one came down. Lovely. Can't have that. Okay, that's better. Okay, so there's two of them. And now see how that goes. We're going to need one more. And this one is going to go on this side. So then in order to figure out where this is going to go, you're going to want to go ahead and take this little jig piece and you're putting it up into this corner. I don't think I'm doing this in the right order, but you're putting that 1 7/8 inch strip in here, and then grab a pencil and mark right up against it. See, the marks are right. I'm going to see if you can, right there, see those lines here. You're going to want another line up here. So to do that, then put it in this direction so that we can have a little bit of a guide on this portion right there. So that tells you where you're going to want your second drawer. It's going to go on this side, and the bottom of it should just line right up with these two lines. So it's going to go right here, as you can see. If I put that right on those lines, then it's going to go right in between. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it on adhesive on two sides again. And I'll show you the difference. If you use your liquid adhesive, I like that better. Then you can put a little bit on one side and a little bit on another side. And this stuff is nice and strong, and you have a little bit of wiggle room to put it in place. And you just want to make sure that if these trays, if they're like a tray, you just need this one to go the same direction, right? And so we know we want it to go right in there. So to do that, I'm lining that up with those pencil marks. Scooting it over where I want it to go, and lining that up really well. I just want to cover up that a little bit and press it into place. Make sure it didn't move too much. You get a little bit of wiggle room here, and now I'm going to need to start again here. It's hard to do this on camera. Oh, you can do it. Okay, let's just test it before I press it down all the way. Ooh, yay. Okay, nice pressure on there. Stay where you're at here, drawer. And same with this part. Give that a good press. All right, so you're getting the idea. Surprise box. Yeah, that's how it looks on the top. All right, we get to decorate now. And let's bring in our decorative squares that we did that have those layers. This is a long one, I'm sorry guys. All right, one of them is going to go here. All right, right into place. Nice pressure here. Stay. Kind of press it from the inside a little bit. Alrighty, and then the other panel is here. Give that a little pressure so it'll grab on and start to dry and right in the correct spot. Now, as you can tell, for the top, we're going to repeat that same layer. The only thing is, we're going to cut this at this from point to point so that these can be adhered separately, because otherwise you could just do it on half of it, but then you have this flap that kind of gets in the way. So we're going to go ahead and get our trimmer and cut that one. And we'll just do point to point on that. Putting those points right in that track again. And you don't really want to take your blade and push it right into a corner because it can kind of stub and bunch up. So I usually kind of set it over there, over the center somewhere, and press down and go out, and then go the other way. And that's a lot of layers, so I'm going to put it upside down and do that one more time. I'm not putting pressure on that corner so it doesn't push it too much. Okay, there we go. All right. Then we'll adhere those on. Like so. Okay. Okay, right into place. I love these colors together. So pretty. And then you're just going to mainly be decorating your box. And of course there's many ways to do that. And we're going to go ahead and do, we are putting these on the sides. We're putting this one on the top. Okay. But this is one that you actually do only adhere this left or this side. That portion of it is only. You don't want to adhere the whole thing or you won't be able to open your box. That would be a bummer. All right in the center where we want it. Give it a little press. Make sure it's corner to corner there, right where we need it to be. Okay. So it's only glued down on this half. And not really a good way to get in there. So just try to get that pressed down a little bit. And of course it moved on me. All right, where do we want this? There, it kind of scooted over. Didn't want it to do that. Okay. Can you see it coming together here? Okay. This suite does come with some really sweet ribbon. And it looks like so. Isn't that cool? It coordinates perfectly with this. And so we'll have to decide where we want that to go. Our gnome house could go on the top here. And then if it's adhered, it would go like that. Or we could put it on one of the sides. So it's just whatever you prefer. I kind of want it on the side maybe because, I don't know why, just because that's a good thing to do. And dimensionals are always good for that, but I am just going to use the dimensionals on the actual gnomes. And so they'll be kind of popped up and a little more, you know, like coming out there. And I want to scoot this one over to the left just a little bit. And then decide which gnome is going to go with this side. Let's find them. Okay, let's do this guy with it. And dimensionals. Oh, and it comes with some really cute bling as well that we'll add on here. We'll just kind of have him standing on the outside of his little home. Okay, now on one side I am going to use, if I can find where I put it, we have these snowflakes in this catalog now, and they are kind of, they're just like a die, or they're a punch out piece that you can use, and they're real shimmery. So really fun, kind of goes well with this, I believe, I feel. We could put it on the top too, though. That'd be kind of special for the top. So keep that there. We're going to be coming right back to it. And he can just kind of be, you know, hanging out. Okay. See how cute he is. Okay. That's pop of color there helps him to kind of stand out and not really get as lost in the background. So then we're going to put our snowflake here. And what's nice is the center portion is exactly the same shape as our dimensionals. So we can easily put a dimensional on the back here. Just match that side right up. It's perfectly situated there. Like so. I'm going to put it in the middle pretty much. Okay. Oh, this is adorable, if I may say so myself. And we have a couple things. I want to put a ribbon on there, and I also want to put, I would normally put a sentiment on there. You could put a sentiment somewhere on one of these sides or the bottom or whatever as well. Totally up to you. You could use a square here to cover up the bottom, because that does have that kind of the split on it, but you don't really have to because it's a movable thing, so you don't really have to do that, right? Let's get a bow going here. Where are we going to put it? We could put it on the side. We could put it on top. So many options. But I also want to show you the little bits of bling. Let's get a little bow going here. This is pretty thick, really heavy-bodied ribbon, but that is kind of nice. It's really sturdy and easy to tie, and what's nice is once you get your bow tied and pull it tight, it grips right on. You don't have to worry about that coming apart. Just play a little bit with it, and let's get a scissor to be able to trim down the tails, and we'll do that. Make sure it's going the right direction here. Okay, so this can kind of go anywhere for the most part. I think I might put it, I just kind of want these tails. I might have to kind of put a glue dot behind some of the tails here if you want to really make sure they're not twisting, and this one wants to do that, but I don't want to have to go back and retie it because I'm lazy. Oops. And we're going to get a glue dot, I believe. I think I might have packed those away. Mini glue dots. And they're great. As you know, I always use those for ribbon. And that would be cute, putting it right in the middle. I think I like that. I just want to give it a good press right there. Get that glue dot adhered right on it. And then we're going to put our sentiment. And I was telling you from our stamp set that I wanted to say this little greeting right here, the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So let's grab some of this lighter Bermuda Bay, I believe it is. And then our stamp. So I believe I already got this one. Yeah, these already have the stickers on it. So I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to use that same set of dies here. And one of these banners is going to work fine for that. So let's determine which one. Make sure that all fits in there. Yep, I think this one will work. Let's try it. So we're going to stamp right here. I need my block. And I'm just going to do this one kind of sideways. We're going to stamp onto right there. And Pacific Point. I could do Night of Navy, but